Welcome to Primo RV Centre and a new debut here at Primo RV Centre. This is the Alliance Delta Solo. So Alliance is new for us here at Primo RV Centre, something we've looked at for many years. And with the advent of their Solo series, so branching out into very high quality, high build quality single axle units, we're very excited and have brought them on board, and we are really excited for the future here. This represents one of the first layouts they have made in the single axle series. And if you're someone who is potentially moving from a larger camper, wanting to get into something smaller, and then maybe even downsizing a vehicle in the future, this would be an ideal couple's little unit. It's going to give you, again, very high build quality, keeping weight in mind, but also keeping features in mind, and such a high level of standard features that it's going to be something it'll certainly be a great travel companion, especially if you want to do a lot of distance. Typically I would start on the inside here, but there is a lot to show off here, and as our first unit I'm going to start on the outside, but by all means, if you only care about the inside, certainly skip ahead. But there are things here that I think if you skip ahead you may miss, that you're not going to find on other units in its size. So tip to tail here, we're under 20 feet. So again, a nice towable size for that SUV or a smaller light truck. We're also a hair under 4,000 pounds. So again, it opens up a whole world of vehicles that can tow us here. So standard, all the Solos will have a front power jack, which we have here. We've got two 20-pound tanks, so not single tank, but two. So you've got lots of juice there, whether that be to run potentially your water heater here. So you've got the on-demand system here, so lots of hot water available to you. We've got room here for multiple batteries. This particular unit is optioned with solar, so we have 200 watts of standard solar. Beautiful thing here too, if you want to upgrade in the future, you have the ability here to add an inverter, and up to 3,000 watts, which typically of its class, if it's available, it's 2,000 watts. So here you can go beyond that. So it does give you a lot of options. A great pass through here. We can see the aluminum superstructure. So that is throughout the floor, walls, and ceiling. So that does help to bring the weight down here and allow them to give you a high level of features. So speaking about some of those features, so we have an additional awning switch here. Very handy if that wind is picking up. You don't have to run inside. You can quickly do everything from the ground. You also have your light switch here for underneath the awning as well. We've got motion sensor lights on both sides. We've also got a USB-C port here as well. So if you want to be able to charge a device or anything else you're bringing with you, you could certainly do it here in the front as well. I should show off here. We've got a nice high stone guard here, and we've got a great stance off the ground. Typically most of your single axle units will be about 2 steps off the ground. Here you've got that extra step of ground clearance. So again, if you're thinking cross North America tours in a smaller, lighter camper, this is going to give you the ability to get out there a little farther and not be worrying that potentially you're going to ground out on something. So again, a great feature, having that clearance you'll certainly appreciate over the long haul. So a great level of standard features as we mentioned. So you've got an extra long sewer support here. We've got two front jacks, two rear jacks, so lots of stability here. And we've got, as the sign says here, Goodyear standard tires, so a great level of tires here as well, well backed, and then an awning that runs right from your front compartment right to the very back. Behind this sidewall, anything that Alliance makes, anything that we carry in a fiberglass unit, it is backed by Asdel composite. It will make a difference over the long haul. It's not going to absorb water, so you're not going to have the possibility of mold, mildew, and then that structure coming apart. Factor the aluminum behind that as well. Again, you're building in that future durability. You also have a roof that has a limited lifetime warranty. It's a PVC roof, so it's next generation roofing as well. And Alliance is one of the few manufacturers that within their warranty does offer the ability to use it at a variety of times of year. So if you're somebody who's in more of a southern climate or heading that way, you can actually full-time live in it, whereas most warranties do not go that far. So again, Alliance and Delta do it right. They take care of their customers. That's what we like about the company. That's why we've brought them on board. Great aluminum rims here. Love the fender skirts as well. Nice high gloss, really sets it off here on the side. We've got an outlet here for you to plug into. Again, lots of light here. You don't need to add any other lights. And the massive size of the window on this door side where your dinette is, you'll absolutely love. So if you do get a day where you have to be inside and you want to just sit, play some games, do a puzzle, or anything else there, or to use it even for a guest, it'll be a great spot. Some different things here that Alliance does that I love is they're giving you multiple spray ports. So you have one on the back, one on the door side, and one on the back side. So just again, thinking it through. So where you may have to run a hose, where you may want to use it. And so you super usability. If you've got bikes back here, as we do have a full hitch here, so whether that's e-bikes or regular bikes and you want to wash them off, well, easy to do. It's back here. You could even do them mounted on the actual unit itself. And then you're going to have one on the back side. I love a window in the bathroom. This is a rear bathroom unit, being an RB, the 152 RB, and I love a rear window in the bathroom. I just think it's great. Just gives you that front to back air circulation. We are pre-wired on the back here for a backup camera, so it's all ready. Unique here to Delta as well, and Alliance, is they actually power that camera from the unit and not necessarily the tow vehicle. So there is a switch inside here we'll show you that does allow you, if you wish, to use that as a bit of a security camera off the back. So you have that ability. So again, some upgradability. Alliance is known for its oversized ladder. So for one, it's super durable. But the great thing about it is you don't have to bring an additional towel rack, which I kind of have to on my particular rig. So you can hang multiple towels here. So it's kind of meant to be dual purpose. So it's that ladder to be able to access the roof, to check on things, do some maintenance. But generally speaking, you're probably going to use it more often as that towel rack, so you'll be able to dry things off. We've got 30 amp service, LED lights all the way around the outside. We've got a great big, again, on-demand GE hot water tank for lots of hot water, should you like to take long showers here. We have a big shower stall to do that in, our furnace outlet. And as we come to the front, it's really a great spot. So everything comes together here where we have our input for cable or satellite or Starlink. We've got city water. We've got a black tank flush here to clean those tanks as well. Again, that secondary spray port. We do have one on the other side as well. And then we have the controls here for the spray port. So you've got sort of a central spot to come to do everything. So you've got hot and cold water available too, which is great. We've got a battery disconnect here as well, on off for our light switches. And then we can choose to fill that tanks. On the tank side, something they've done here, which I find to be a big rarity, especially as you get into single axles, we've got a huge freshwater tank, 45 gallons, but the beauty is you have a matching gray tank, so you can kind of fill that and you know you're full. So I like the fact that they haven't downsized that. They've got this easy access panel when it comes to winterization. You don't have to do it from the inside. Everything can be done out here. We can see our charge controller. We've got some fusing for that as well. So basics that you're going to get to or need to get to at some point through the season, they're all here and they're hidden behind this great little panel. So easy access, don't need tools. Again, simplicity in design, but just well thought through by people who actually RV, which I love. So let's take inside. It's going to show off the beautiful interior of this brand new 152 RV. As we come around, you'll see we've got the More Ride Steady steps here. So individual legs that you can dial in for that uneven campsite terrain that you may hit. We've got our standard lend-a-hand here. One little thing, detail that I noticed when they first announced the Solo model, and I've carefully kind of looked through what was available, something they've kind of tweaked, which I think is a great idea. They've actually added a camp table. So underneath the two drawers that are standard here, the Murphy bed, there's actually a pull-out camp table you can use outside that's 4 feet long, resin table. So again, great idea. Probably a little feedback from dealers and people who have kind of looked at the first prototypes, and I thought it was a great idea. Great spot to keep that, and you will use it every time. You've got a great little shoe nook here as we come in, so you can throw your sandals and shoes as we first come in the door. And a small camper storage is king for sure. Fire extinguisher right by the door where you want it. And I love this little design touch. Again, something you just don't see. When we first come in, we don't have to find the monitor panel. There's our switch for the lights. So again, common sense things that, as an RVer, I would appreciate. I love as you come in, you can hold on to something here. It's real wood, and it's not going anywhere. It is solid. So again, the quality that you generally don't see in the average ultralight, or certainly in a single axle that's trying to watch the weight. But they've really done a great job here using that aluminum structure, using the Asdel composite to bring down that weight so that they can put the quality in the unit. We've got great roller shades here that are going to endure. Again, nice hard valances here. That huge window. And then in the dinette area, we have no leg to that table. So you're going to find if you've got longer legs, nice and easy to shimmy over. Again, play some games, have some morning breakfast. We've got an outlet in there. You'll notice throughout the structure here, no vents in the floor, which I love. And again, this makes a great bed with full storage, with easy access doors at the end, and the ability to access from the top as well. So let's talk about our front design here. Again, really well thought through, high quality Murphy bed setup, something that's in a small camper, often highly desired by couples because it's very versatile. So again, you've got a natural viewing area here. Should you want to sit and watch a movie at night or catch the news, you've got a spot to sit. But especially if you're a reader on a day where the weather isn't cooperating, again, great spot to do that. Two huge drawers. You'll notice here as we open them up, we've got real wood. So they are using Real wood construction here, but again, keeping that weight hovering right around that 4,000 pound weight range, building in the quality. Again, focusing on the quality, focusing on the convenience, that usability with some upgradability with things like that inverter I mentioned. So when we come to storage here in the front, we've got the ability to make it hanging storage or not. Removable shelves here. You can all slow close with magnetics, just like home. Especially if you were on the road, you wouldn't need the magnets at home, but certainly on the road you do. Again, roller shades, our emergency exit window. You've got nice deep drawers on either side, and then you'll notice we've got outlets as well as USB here. Just point out, because we're in this particular section I was mentioning, here's that camera on-off switch. So if you want to have a bit of a, use that screen as a bit of a security off the back, you could. And then again, we can keep an eye on how full our tanks are, check our battery levels, water pump switch, awning switch for lights on the inside. And again, we can do all that from the outside because we have that ability here, which typically you don't see. So nice deep cupboards up top as well. Again, you'll notice the high quality of the cabinetry as well here, and all the fixture, all the bits and pieces they're using. So nice and easy to be able to lay this out. So again, I just flip this guy up, one-handed, nice and flat. And again, the beauty here is that this is something you can leave set up all the time. So it's not a case where you have to unset it up and set it up. And I'll show you here the room as well. So again, I did all that one-handed. So very, very simple. There's enough room in the depth where you can leave those blankets that you would want to lay out on top, so you don't have to find a different spot. But you've got tremendous storage on either side of the bed. I like the room they've given you. So again, it's not going to feel like a coffin-esque. It's got a lot of airflow through there, and everything being light and bright really helps here in a smaller space. But you've got reading lights here already built in, nice queen-size mattress, and again, lots of room to get in and out. The reality is here in a small coach, probably 90% of the time, you're going to be outside, you know, so that little bit of time you're inside. And if you're coming in late on a Friday night, it's nice to be able to just have that bed set up. When you have the kind of bed back in its normal position, if you're doing some cooking inside, you've got a great counter extension here. So highly useful in a small camper. You're absolutely going to appreciate that design detail. You'll notice the undermount lighting here, which you can leave on as a night light. You can turn them on or off individually if you wish. They've done some great things here, which you do not usually see in this segment. So you actually have behind here, you've got cutoffs for the water at those main places where you would need it. So let's say you were having an issue with a faucet. It's not a case where you have to cut off the water flow to the whole coach. And that is typically not something you see in a single axle camper. So again, it's not just the things you see, but it's the things you don't see. They've even done for, say, more the technicians that work here, color-coded wiring. So you can figure things out where they go, what they're for, you know, is it working or not working? So it does help with that diagnostics, or even just yourself trying to diagnose something. Much, much easier. So again, they've thought these things through. Great big pots and pans drawer. Just above that, you're going to have your microwave. So a huge pots and pans drawer. Great little 2-burner stove. Love the backsplash, sort of matches the counters as well. So again, solid. So nice and easy to wipe off if you got a bit of tomato sauce, those kinds of things in there. And again, nice slow close. Nice depth to the cabinets as well. Huge oversized fridge, so 10 cubic foot fridge. So you can really pack that for 2 or 3 weeks and hit the road. And with that help of solar, you're going to help to keep that fridge running. We can certainly help you on some better battery tech here. So we do carry things like lithium batteries. If you want to be out there longer, that's certainly a way to do it as well. Again, standard TV, so great level of features in terms of just entertainment. And as we come into our huge bathroom here, I love the fact they chose with a pocket door. So many manufacturers choose a swing door here, and it just gets really tight. And so having that pocket door is just a wonderful feature. We've got our thermostat here for a very quiet Furrion 13.5 BTU AC. Huge 36 by 36 shower. We've got our skylight here, so if you are taller, we've got some hooks here to be able to hang up our towels. Great ventilation. So we've got the window, certainly as primary, but again, we've got our fan here, so if we're running any kind of hot water, we can make sure we get it out. Love the fact you've got a slow closed top, porcelain toilet. Again, features you usually see in bigger, heavier tandem axle units that they've brought into the solo camping world and the smaller single axle segment, and something that's going to allow you, I think, to be out there longer and be more comfortable. So we've got great towel storage and then great storage below, nice big sink area. You actually have room here when you're properly set up on campsite to, you know, put out the toothbrushes and all that good stuff. Controls for things like our hot water tanker here, and you've got outlets as well. And a great medicine cabinet as well. So lots of storage depth there. But just very light and bright. Again, keeping it under 4,000 pounds and just giving you a tremendously high level of features and durability for the long haul. So certainly something that Alliance has brought out to operate just like their bigger, larger units. Brings something of quality to the market, something that you can be very happy and looking forward to getting out, especially on a wintry day like today we have here in town. Certainly excited about springtime. Again, that huge window looking out over your awning, hopefully over some beautiful scenery, maybe a beach in the background. We'd invite you out to Primo RV Centre to see our very first solo single axle Alliance Delta.